pull back. And since you pulled back, you've already extended and expanded your hand. So now you already sort of have that fifth. And if you land on a solid note, in other words, not a harmonic, then you have license to use a harmonic here. And now shift to fifth position. And this is a real shift. My first finger needs to come around. And this is a classical shift here. So I wouldn't go, okay, so just for whatever reason, a classical shift sounds a little better. Now, Itzhak Perlman does this, and I think it's the only thing that really makes sense. After you play these two notes, is to reach back with your second finger. So this is another way to get to a new position again, is just sort of reaching into a new position. So you're in fifth, you're going to reach back to fourth position. Now, it's kind of brutal for intonation there. This is not, it's just not a usual fingering. So I really had to practice that. I just had to practice preparing that second finger, already pulling it back while I was using vibrato on the third finger. And then another reach back to third position, because there's no other way to play this note. So just reach back. Now I'm in third position just for a second. Now that expressive shift that we had in the previous phrase. Now, another big classical shift here. Go ahead and you get ready to shift on your first finger. Now, you could just cross over, substitute the second finger for where the first finger is on the A string if you want, but I shift back, Itzhak Perlman shifts back all the way to first position. Now here comes that same kind of shift. We shift to fourth position, reach, and then I just play a fourth finger here. So that was all in fifth position. Now shift back to third position. On the open E, shift to first position. And now we have a really big shift. And again, this is just for expressive purposes. You could play it on the A string if you wanted. But, we're wanting to get as much pathos as we can. Now, Itzhak Perlman does a romantic shift there. He goes to the second finger. Here, I don't know why, but I just like the sound of a classical shift there. So I shift all the way on my first finger until that note, and then I put my second finger down. I just like that. And now go back to second position. Pull back to first. Stay in first for a glorious, half measure. Third. Now reach back. Okay, Itzhak Perlman, he just puts a little break in the sound and then just jumps back with his second finger. He might even change bow, I don't remember. But what I do is I reach back to first finger, reach back, second finger, reach back again to first position right there. And then I shift up here, third position. Now, just scoot that fourth finger into the harmonic. Now this has to be a solid note. Don't do two harmonics in a row. Classical shift. Reach back. Now on this one, Itzhak Perlman he does the same thing he did earlier. He just goes to the fourth finger. To me, it's even stated warmly, and I think this should be a real climax. So I do a big romantic shift up to third finger. And then 3, 2, 2. And then let go back to third position. Let go, first position. Now this little move, I tuck my first finger behind my second finger. Shift. I'm in fourth position, I'm going to stay there. Third position. Shift, or reach, I reach. Itzhak Perlman stays in position and plays 4, 3, 2, and then he shifts on his third finger and plays 3, 3. What I do, I reach to fourth position and I play 2, 1, and then I shift to my second finger and then third finger. And Itzhak Perlman plays 2, 3, 3. For some reason, I just like the feel in my hand of shifting to second finger. And now we're to the end, and we have our biggest statement of the theme in terms of dynamic. And there are some difficult shifts, and intonation is hard in this spot. That's what I had the most trouble with. So I would practice the shifts to the G. The first one in measure 36. Now, I was more successful when I convinced myself that I had time to get there. Okay, so I spent most of that, the space in between this note and this note, sliding. So if you wait, then you're likely to miss it. You just saw my fourth finger fall off the fingerboard. But if you really just fill up all of the space in between with sliding with your first finger, delivering your hand, then you'll hit it much more accurately. So if I do that, okay, and then the next one, another big shift to that same note in measure 45. You're coming from the A string. And this is a big moment. This is a big climactic moment. You really have to add pressure with the up bow. And go to the bridge. So practice that. Just practice the shift. Practice really sticking to the bridge to get the best sound you can. And then the last big shift, the biggest of all, or the furthest away, that one, my daughter's orchestra teacher calls it the seek and you shall find method for shifting. There it is. So go ahead and practice it really slowly for a while, so you can really hear that note approaching. And then you can make it a little more subtle. or if you're on a down bow. Okay, so you will be sliding all the way up to that note. So all of the other notes, you know, are still plenty difficult to play in tune, and I, you know, just had to really slow down and practice those shifts really slowly so I could really monitor, you know, my first finger, and that it was really adequately bringing my hand to the note that I wanted to hit. So I hope you've learned something from these tutorials, and I hope you enjoy playing this piece, and I hope it, you know, I hope it awakens in you, you know, a more expressive violinist.